Welcome to the Kilgrey online tutorial to get started with memoQ. In the second module of this 10-part series, we will look at some basic translation functionalities. We will show you how to translate a document and how to export your translation. This module will take between 10 and 15 minutes to go through. At the end, there will be 3 questions to test your understanding of the topics that were covered. The translation editor is the main window for translation. Here you will enter your translations, confirm the translations and save them to the translation memory, and check the translation suggestions from the translation memory. This presentation will show you how to do the following. Enter and confirm translations, use matches from the translation memory, use the copy source to target command, use concordance searching, and export the finished translation. To get started with a translation, a project needs to be open. So after starting memoQ, you will see the list of projects. Double-click the project that contains your documents for translation, or click the Open button on the Project ribbon tab. The project home screen for this project appears. You will be in the Translations area where the documents of your project are listed. There are several ways to open a document for translation. Simply double-click the document name, or select the document and click the Translate button on the Documents ribbon tab. Or click the document and select the Open for Translation command from the context menu. When the document is opened, the translation editor will show the list of segments in the document. The so-called translation grid shows columns for the source language segments and the translations. Below the grid, you will see the preview of the document. The segment you are working on in the grid is marked with a red outline in the preview window. Once a translation has been confirmed, the translation will appear in the preview as well. Please note that the preview is available for Office files, HTML, and XML with style sheets. As soon as you start typing text into the translation column, the color, that is the status of the segment, changes. Orange shows that this segment has been edited. There might be other color indications, like the green stripes, that show that this segment is a repetition, which means it occurs several times in this document. Now watch what happens when the translation of this segment is confirmed. Confirming a segment means to save the segment pair to the translation memory database. To confirm a segment, either use the green checkmark button on the Quick Access ribbon tab, press Ctrl-Enter, or right-click the segment and use the Confirm command from the context menu. Once a segment pair is confirmed and saved to the translation memory database, the status color turns to green and the checkmark appears to the right of the segment pair. The cursor has moved to the next segment for translation. The segment is compared to all segments in the database. If the same or a similar segment is found, the translation of this segment is entered into the translation column. Identical or similar segments from the translation memory are called matches. The results list shows the match and its translation. The 3 windows below the results list show the segment for translation, the matching segment from the TM, and the translation of the matching segment. Differences get marked in colors. Here, blue means that there is a new word in the segment of the document. At the bottom of the screen, you will find the information from the TM for this match. For example, which TM the match comes from, when it was saved, by whom, and so on. The similarity between the segment in the document and the segment in the TM is given with 73%. Usually, matches from 70% onwards are quite useful as a starting point for your new translation. And here is what happened with the repetition in the document. Once the first occurrence of the segment is confirmed, the repeated segments are translated automatically by the auto-propagate feature. It can happen that the results list shows several segment pairs. If there are several similar segments in the translation memory, the best match, that is the one with the highest match rate, is copied to the translation column automatically. If you want to use a different match, press the key combination Ctrl plus the number in the red field in the results list. Sometimes there is no match or the translation needs to be very similar to the source document. In this case, you can copy the source language segment using the Copy to Target command on the Quick Access ribbon tab, or the key combination Ctrl-Shift-S, or by doing a right-click and selecting the Copy Source command in the context menu. memoQ can sometimes also help with necessary adjustments in the translations. Here we have two source segments that only differ in the number. So the translation also only needs to differ in the number. memoQ will try to make these adjustments for you and enter the translation from the TM with the adjusted number. Segments where only non-textual elements like numbers, tags, punctuation, spacing or formatting differ come with match rates between 95 and 99%. The color indicators at the bottom right will light up in gray if memoQ has adjusted something in the translation, or in color if some adjustments are needed from your side where memoQ cannot do this on its own. Sometimes you don't get a match in the results list, but you might remember that a part of the segment has been translated in another document already. You can look up that segment part with a concordance search in the translation memory by marking the words. Then use the concordance icon on the Quick Access ribbon tab or the key combination Ctrl-K or the context menu to start concordance searching. The concordance window is displayed where you can select different views for the results. We have used the source and target view. The concordance window shows you all segment pairs that contain the marked words. Now you can select the segment pair from the list and insert it as a whole into your translation column, or you can just mark a part and use the Insert Selected button to copy just this part. You can also try out the Guess Translation option, which will try to find the translation for the source fragment and highlight it with green. The darker the green, the surer memoQ is about the translation. Once you have finished your translation and all segments are confirmed, you want to export the finished translation. Go to the Documents ribbon tab and select the Export command to save the translated document to the predefined export path. If the predefined export path is not where you want to save your document, or if you want to save several documents, go to the project home screen to export your translated documents from here. Select the documents to export and use either the Export Stored Path command to export several documents at once, or select the Export Dialog command to export to a new location or with a different file name. This concludes the first part of the translation functionalities. The next module in this series will show you how to add documents to an existing project, how to create a word count, and some more translation functionalities. On the next slide, we will ask you some questions that will help you to test your knowledge on translating in memoQ. And here comes the quiz. First question. How do you confirm a segment and save it to the translation memory? The possible answers are: I use the green checkmark icon or Ctrl-Enter. The segment will be saved when I put my cursor into the next segment, or as soon as I start typing, the segment is saved. The correct answer is: I use the green checkmark icon or Ctrl-Enter. You could also use the context menu with a right-click on the segment. Second question. What is special about matches with rates between 95% and 99%? The possible answers are: there is nothing special about these kind of matches. These are segments that only differ in numbers, spaces, capitalization, formatting, or similar non-textual elements. Or, a match rate between 95 and 99% indicates spelling errors in the translation. The correct answer is: these are segments that only differ in numbers, spaces, capitalization, formatting, and similar non-textual elements. Third question. What do the green stripes mean? The possible answers are: this is a segment that appears repeatedly in the document, a repetition. This is the mark of a 100% match. Or, this segment has not been confirmed yet. When it is confirmed, it becomes a solid line. The correct answer is: this is a segment that appears repeatedly in the document, a repetition. Thank you for watching this tutorial. To get more information on translation functionalities, including creating word counts, dealing with tags, and handling non-translatable items, please take a look at Module 3. This tutorial was created with memoQ 2015. The tutorial was created by Loctimize for Kilgrade Translation Technologies.